Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to welcome you with Peanut here back to Mary's Little House of Centerville, Illinois. Here's Peanut to make his cameo. He just got a shampoo today by a very inexperienced shampooer. That's me, but he did a good job. He was a really good patient with me. There he is. He's all his brightness. He's my little Mary's little house, Mary's little lamb dog of Mary's little house. He's just like a little lamb. He suffers like the Lamb of God. He suffers so patiently with me. Now he's finding a, a good position here on my lap to go to sleep when I start talking, like other people do. Oh, anyway, happy fall. It's a beautiful fall day. It's partly cloudy. The sun comes in and out from behind the clouds, and it's just so lovely. It's I just I hope you're able to get out if for your fall weather wherever you are. Uh, I picked up some cypress, the tree of the cypress. The cones they're in clusters of three, and the cypress are those little tiny like oh it looks like evergreens, but they're very tiny little uh, uh, branches, uh, needles like. But anyway, these cypress are grown up behind the main shrine where all the water comes down. Cypress like water, and those who planted them knew very well that they would get lots of water there because the water comes down from the hill, from the amphitheater, and soaks the roots of these cypress. And they are all in the back of of the main shrine of Our Lady of the Snows uh, in Belleville, Illinois. I just love them, and they're there like an enclosed garden because there's a lots of walls there and all kinds of beautiful spaces with mosaics. The Rosary Chapel, Rosary courts are there. It's just lovely. And the cypress are over all of that. You know, the cypresses of Lebanon, we always think of them too. They have it on their flag, the country of Lebanon, the Cyprus, and they're in the Bible too, the Cyprus. Okay. Also, I just got I gave all my every time I got a new a walnut bowl, I was giving them away, and I last Christmas I ended up with just a regular old plastic bowl to my Christmas nuts in. It's in the Rollahan family, in the Jim Rollahan family. We always had a walnut bowl. See, the bark's all there, just like a walnut tree. We have a whole grove of walnut trees out there, and the squirrels are having a ball. But so they cut they get a log and they cut there, and well, I'm going to take out this is the nutcracker, and the pick, Here's the nutcracker and the pick. The pick is to pick them out. Okay, and we always, every Christmas, Mom would bring this out and fill it up with assorted nuts. English walnuts were our favorite. They were the easiest to crack, and oh, almonds um, almonds and oh, just other wonderful kinds like we would love that. It's a new one. I couldn't believe it because usually I get the used ones, but this is all new. And they cut out the log part and they varnish it real nice, and they have the little thing here for the to hold the nutcracker and the pick. There's a nut. I gotta get another pick for it. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you because that's a fall thing too, because we're thinking of nuts all the time, the squirrels and walnuts and everything like that. I just love walnut bowls. They're part of my family history and cult's custom because Mom, as I said, was always Christmas. We'd always have nuts in a walnut bowl, and as part of my home state, they made walnut bowls in Missouri. I remember going home back and forth from school on the Greyhound bus and see the Walnut Bowl factory on I-70 there. I don't think it's there anymore, but they're famous from some origins from Missouri. They make them there. Oh, I'm so glad to have you. today's the feast of Saint Francis. Uh, Saint Francis of Assisi. He's a universal saint today at Mass. Father who was a missionary over in Scandinavia, and in Denmark, he said there's a Society of Saint Francis, and I think in Copenhagen, the Society of Saint Francis, who are all Lutherans who meet every month and have an annual pilgrimage to Assisi. So St. Francis is not just Catholic; he's Lutheran and all faiths. Everyone loves he's a universal saint. And our environmentalists today, he's a saint of the environmentalists, and a lot of them have different beliefs and sometimes no beliefs at all, respectfully speaking. And they just love Saint Francis. Let me just give you an excerpt from a beautiful book, The Perfect Joy of Saint Francis, by Felix Timmermans. Felix Timmermans, the perfect, and here's how this book is more poetry than prose. It's just beautiful. It just gives the spirit of Saint Francis. One of my favorite books. But anyway, I'll give you how Francis viewed nature, creation. Here we go. Freed from all his doubts, he joyfully set out for Massimo and Angelo, but they could not keep up with him. He was so eager to start preaching that he would run ahead of them, and he would burst into song. He had become intensely aware of the beauty of life. The clouds, the grass, the animals, the human beings, the earth, the sun, the stars, they had all sprung from the hand of God. All creation was filled with his divine spirit. He was everywhere, and all creatures lived and moved in him. Brothers, brothers, he cried, opening his arms to everything he could see and to everything he could not see. We are all brothers. Let us serve our Father together. Do you see? That was his spirit. He just saw, like the fall, nuts and cypress cones and animals and pets and dogs and cats and leaves turning beautiful colors. Everything spoke of God. Everything lived and moved in God. It's living and moving, and he was enthralled with that, all of nature. And one of the things the church does, it's a tradition on October the 4th, his feast day, to have the blessing of pets. Oh, I had them. That was one of my favorite things when St. Francis came along. They would bring not only cats and dogs but they'd bring hamsters and reptiles, snakes and iguanas and horses and goats and sheep, and they would bring everything to church and to the playground. And the priest would with their vestments on and their stole would go along and pray a prayer to St. Francis and bless them. It was just a really menagerie, a wonderful thing. Children and parents and dogs barking and cats snarling. Oh, it was just beautiful to celebrate God's creatures. And we do that today. The church has a special blessing, and many parishes do that. Bless the animals on the Feast of St. Francis, October the 4th. So he was just, he's a universal saint. The Lutherans, the Catholics, the environmentalists, everybody claims St. Francis. And you go along the neighborhood, and you see St. Francis holding up a bird feeder thing where the birds are feeding from. So we really adopted St. Francis, the universal saint. Now, he was a playboy. He was a spoiled brat. His dad was a big cloth merchant, a textile merchant. He was very well to do, and he was good at selling and marketing textiles too. He had all kinds of money, and he was a fop dandy. He would dress in the best clothes, all the fashions of the day. He would go and sing and be like a troubadour at all the places where they drank and had fun, the clubs. He was just a Mr. Handsome and all involved in all the things of having a good time when he was in his wild oats time. But he was want to be a knight errant, and he set out for war in Perugia, one of the city-states that were at war with Assisi. He got captured for a year, he got real sick afterwards. He started to think about his life and everything. There was a great conversion. Uh, uh, the Lord appeared to him and told him not to go to war because he wanted to go to war to win honor and adventure and glory and come back like a hero and all that kind of stuff. Uh, Noble, but the Lord said, "Don't go to war. Come to me." I forgot the words what he said, but anyway, he had a great conversion, and he left his home. His dad, he left. His dad wanted him to run the business and all that, and but he was giving his stuff away to all the poor. And his dad went to the bishop to complain. The bishop came and his dad told the bishop he's all he's doing here. And at that time he gave up his patrimony, his inheritance, his everything. He even gave up his clothes. He took all his clothes off. Said, "Dad, I'll pay you back everything, and here's your clothes right here." And the bishop had to run with his cope and cover him. That was a sign of the church taking Francis in his new vocation of marrying Lady Poverty, and he gave up everything for Christ and went away and literally naked, But of course the bishop did cover him with his cope, and anyway, the church was in great need of renewal because there was great amount of prosperity. The East had opened up spices and silks and everything, and the city-states were very strong, and they were fighting each other over stuff and everything. And so Francis was trying to pax et bonum. That was his call, and the brothers would say peace and goodness. He tried to make reconcile things. He tried to woo people away from undue attachment to riches and power and to show everybody how great they are with their plumes and their daggers and their pompous kinds of clothes. So Francis, as we knew the church, in 10 years, from 12 disciples in the beginning to 5,000 in 10 years, to renew the church that got caught up in all this prosperity and power and all that. And so he's a wonderful saint for not for his time, but our time too. We're so materialistic and everything. We need a good dose of Saint Francis, who just loved everything, loved nature, loved everyone. He even went to the Sultan. He knew how to deal with the Muslims. The Sultan saw how holy he was. He wasn't there to conquer them or anything with a sword. He was just there. In fact, he was going to get killed, martyred. But the Sultan saw something good in him, and he entrusted to St. Francis the care of the Holy Land. For hundreds of years, the Franciscans have taken care of the holy places like the Holy Sepulchre, Bethlehem, Nazareth, many holy places that dot the Holy Land that the pilgrims come to because Francis didn't have a sword but had love, and the Sultan saw that, and they're the only Christians would go there without getting killed, by the by the Sultan. Okay, I'm just so happy. And so, what Francis showed us how to deal with the people by overcoming them, not with the sword, but by love, love, love. He did it. He's a real teacher. Not only that to turn away from our riches. Yes, we have to have things, but to use them well, and to share our prosperity, our gifts with the poor. That will save us. And St. Francis teaches us that. Okay. I'm just so happy I recommend Father Felix, I don't think he's a priest, Felix Timmerman's book here, and to find some more about St. Francis. This is the perfect joy of St. Francis. It's really touched my life. Wait till you see what the perfect joy is. Maybe I shouldn't tell you now, but you get the book and you'll see. You'll get the book and you'll see what the perfect joy of St. Francis. Oh, I want to tell you, but maybe it's like telling the end of a mystery story or the end of the movie or something. Okay, I love it. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for staying such constant. I have a constant group of viewers, and then at certain times they go a little bit more viral, but because I want to spread the good news. And Saint Francis is one who is not only good news for us, but shows us how to spread the good news by humility, by loving Lady Poverty, sharing our goods with the poor, overcoming divisions by love. God bless you now.